I'm gonna start with this list right here. I kind of feel I need the Feral Spirits again because Tuskar Totemic has been really, really good, but underwhelming at some points. Because like it doesn't trade downwards very well. It like especially if you're playing a lot of Paladin, like there are a lot of Paladins right now, and Tuskar Totemic is just it's very hard to drop on turn 3 against when you don't have board control. And that's why I have like the 2 Shredders again. Because like sometimes when you do lose board control, you're gonna need to drop things that trade well. Like Shredder trades pretty well, and I feel like Tuskar, Feral Spirits, you force some nice trades. Tuskar Totemic is better if you're already ahead, so I kind of needed another 3-drop that I could use when I'm not ahead. I've been playing actually like a slow Paladin. Like the initial Paladin I tried was what was it? It was like 2. I don't know. It was like too gimmicky, I guess, is the way I want to put it. With like all the garrison commanders and all the inspire stuff, and then like you're trying to go like all. You have like I had like a low curve too with Justicar. It wasn't enough just to single-handedly win the late game. I've actually been playing another Paladin. Healing Wave is not a fan of Healing Wave unless you're playing a control Shaman. My mana curve is much too low in this deck to win the joust. I'm probably not going to be trading here since he can only kill my like one of these minions, and then I have like another turn to deal with the death rattle. It's kind of like a face trader deck. Okay. I haven't tried Mistcaller. I haven't really had good experience like fighting against that. I guess I haven't seen it too much anyways, but I haven't seen people use it very effectively, I guess, Mistcaller. The Totemic Might has actually saved me a couple games, done really good work, so I decided to put it back or keeping the Totemic Might. It really saves your totems from AoE. And totems are becoming more and more important.
There is a lot at
I'm gonna actually just go ahead and drop the Thunder Bluff. Against this kind of deck, it's very likely to stick. The problem with playing Totem Golem here is that I'm overloading myself on 7, so I wouldn't be able to play it.
Reporting for duty.
I need a taunt soon, actually. Okay, that's a taunt. Oh, but I'm overload. Well, I don't think I can do anything about that. No, I'll just have it eventually.
Do not push me.
I will...
The light protects me.
Reporting for duty.
probably play this deck. Only. Or maybe one other deck. I really want to, like I said on the tweet, stick to a couple decks. I feel like I've been too all over the place, and then I don't feel like I have a solid grasp on any deck yet, because I've been playing too many things. If I overload on this turn, I still can't play Alec here, but probably is okay.
Do not push me.
Let's just hardcore overload here. That way, you know, I can't play Alec here anyways, so I might as well just play both of my overload spells and then play Alec here the turn after. I also drop a decent portion of my hand for Divine Favor, Anti-Divine Favor. He's already used Consecrate. It's like a face paladin, so not much comeback potential for him here.
For Doomhammer.
Is that doable? I don't know if I'm quite at that point yet. It would make more sense if Totem Golem could kill other Totem Golems. So like say Totem Golem's like a 4-3, I think it would make more sense. Because then you could turn into like a 4-5 and trade for their Totem Golem. I guess I misread this. I thought he was Shaman for some reason. Would I have kept Totemic Might against Paladin?
Reporting for duty.
No, probably not. Well, actually, you know, the more I think about it, it's pretty reasonable to keep Totemic Might against Paladin, because Paladin, it runs a lot of small minions, like 1/1s, after muster for battle, and you're just saving yourself a lot when you buff your guy up more life. Is it still too early to tell how the old decks fare versus new ones? I guess I've been asked this question a decent amount. I have a good answer for it, but I need to play this turn first. I'm gonna save my coin instead of make a totem here. Okay, so my answer to that is it still too early to tell how well the old decks fare versus the new ones?
Guide me.
I don't believe that it's healthy, or not healthy, it's smart to think about decks like that, like old decks, new decks. It should be like everything evolves at the same time, you know? There's nothing that says there's no such thing as old deck, is what I'm trying to say. There's no reason to pigeonhole yourself into a deck being like an old deck.
Did you bring some fish?
If I get a Flame Tongue, I'd still rather have it here, because it trades probably better. Don't want to play or Consecrate. I think if I trade with everything, he wouldn't even need to Consecrate. I would just suicide my whole board. So, yeah, I like to think of it as like all the decks are evolving together. Like it's not even if the old deck is using no new TVG cards, TGT cards, it still makes sense that they would be using different cards, because the whole metagame is changing, right? So I really don't like the whole classification on old decks and new decks. Okay, let's see what he gets here. Like, let's just say that all the decks are evolving together. And we'll see what the what the meta game will stabilize at. Okay, still gonna save my Hex.
Put your faith in the light.
Good thing I saved my Hex. I'm gonna put the Zombie Chow here, so I can start building totems to the right with Flame Tongue. Hoping it doesn't have a good follow-up here. Like if he can clear my board and develop something on the same turn. Uh-oh. Well, okay. I can deal with this pretty good. Let me see what he gets from the Strider before deciding whether a Hero Power or a Creeper. There could have been like nothing actually where I would rather hero power.
Reporting for duty.
That was actually a pretty big mistake. Well, I mean, it was a small mistake that turned into a big mistake because of the getting punished by the Mana Wraith. Because now I don't have the 1 damage to Rockbiter. Pretty lucky I drew a second Hex. So ideally, I just trade in. Because I do know he has another dragon with a Corruptor activated. A lot of the dragons are Hex targets. So his last card is a dragon, but I don't know exactly which one.
There is a lot at stake.
My shield.
I'm pulling this off. I'm hopefully like okay. So I think he won't have a great. You know, he's in top deck mode. Last card's a dragon, not a spell. So he has to top deck something really good, like a consecrate here, or else this will stick. I can trade the 2 little guys or a peacekeeper in to the corruptor and start toteming, taking over the board with this. Thunderbolt Valiant's so good. It's like single-handedly gonna maybe win me the game here. Okay, so I want to trade in this Hexenth here. Actually, it seems better for me to go face to play around Consecrate. It's better for me to... Actually, it's around the same against Consecrate. Oh. Wow, that was pretty brutal. Thought my Thunder Bluff was gonna just win me the game. Allocate trays of both and 1 charge of the True Silver. I guess I'm gonna have to do it because oh, the plus side giving us 3 mana.
Reporting for duty.
I'm gonna get some value from my Flame Gun here while I can. Like, if I can trade off with a couple of these 1/1s with this, might be worth it.
None shall.
Since right now we're in like a low card state, so
Reporting for duty.
I guess like I'm not really playing around anything because there's not much cards to play around. Low hand size on both players' parts. I need like probably like a Dr. Boom or Lightning Storm. Dr. Boom can still maybe win me the game just because it's so powerful, beats the whole board. He's almost out of cards as well.
Reporting for duty.
No more dragon.
Reporting for duty.
And most of my good stuff came already, although it's pretty much too late. In Paladin, I think you have to run like actually like a control Paladin. The more like I kind of ran like an aggro shell Paladin for the most part. Like I was wondering why I kept losing to control warrior, but it's probably because I was running like a very aggressive mana curve with Paladin. And I think if you're running an aggressive mana curve, the Inspire cards might just be too much. I'm gonna keep Lightning Storm as an emergency tool if I get run over.
The light protects me.
So I guess that question goes back into like my Paladin. It's actually like a control Paladin now, running some of the new Inspire stuff, or at least Justicar. Because I feel like if you want to go that whole like control Inspire route, you actually need to run a lot of control cards like Harrison Jones and Big Game Hunter and Double Peacekeeper, maybe even double equality, like a very, very slow Paladin instead of like the whole super rushdown Paladin that people have been playing. I think it's better to do that and go the Inspire route. I'm gonna Flood here because he seems like pretty aggressive, and if I'm gonna Lightning Storm next turn against Muster for battle, I'm gonna be overloaded anyways. Like I won't be able to save the coin for Azure Drake. I might just have to Storm this turn. The Storm will save me so much minions on board. And I can use these minions to trade. So yeah, now like saving the coin would not have allowed me to get the Drake out any better. I have exactly 2 mana after, and then for a hero power here or Flame Tongue. If he does that, is it worth just Flame Tongue face to force him to attack the Flame Tongue? Since he's already not going, I kind of like it, because another thing is Divine Favor. Right, my next turn is going to be pretty chunky with the Drakes, and Drake also is drawing cards, so I'm going to be flooded. My hand's going to be flooded. And if he's already shown the propensity to just go face instead of kill his Zombie Chow here, it seems fine to just let him get a good trade after. And he's still maybe going face. I know.
Well met.
I need to start getting this Totem out for healing. It's not healing. Taunt Totem out. I need to play Alec here on curve, ideally, so that I can get out taunt against this deck. It's not good because I have board control. Like even though it kills whatever he plays this turn, I could have just like traded for them, and I would have been more far ahead.
Well met. Did you bring some fish?
This allows me to play more cards, and also I still have taunt. I still have taunt. I can save the Alec here for a charge as well. It's not the always like I don't mind like the whole losing my Azure Drake.
Reporting well played.
It's actually better for me to. It's actually better for me to play Drake even into Doomsayer, just to cycle it. Because the Drakes are really chunky in my hand. Whereas if it was like a Mana Wraith, I wouldn't be able to hero power after, so. Or a Mirror Bar sooner. I really, like, every time someone says, like, trade first, I think that in Hearthstone, like 99% time, not nine, probably like 75% time, you should trade. You should play your minion first, and then trade for the Shredder, because Doomslayer is not as big of a deal as Mana Wraith and Neurobar Web Spinner, because Hearthstone's more of a tempo game than a value game. So it's worse to lose tempo than to lose value. This is a really good hand. I can see keeping this whole thing as long as I can make a bounce back with Lightning Storm against Shaman. So yeah, so like these three cards are going to help me fight for board control early, and Lightning Storm is just, it's so good in the mirror that I don't think it's worth it to mulligan. Oftentimes Shaman mirror comes down to who has more Lightning Storms, because Lightning Storm allows for like almost a full clear for Shaman. It's so totem based and Creeper like small minion based.
Job's done.
Tempo decks. Rogue tempo deck? I don't know if that's really right. Rogue is not a tempo deck as far as like the oil things. I mean, it's like tempo is a concept, but if you like, Rogue is far less of a tempo deck than a deck that drops minions from turn 1. Like Zoo and Paladin and Shaman are much more of a tempo deck than Rogue is, than Oil Rogue is. Oh, okay, if you had 2 mana, I actually think it's better to maybe attack into the Totem Golem, although then it gives them a trade into here. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Those are good cards for tempo, but those are like what, they're like the rest of the shell isn't really. I have 2 hexes, and I don't think hex is a super important card in this matchup. So let's go ahead and hex here. Hexing a 4-drop. Actually, this is kind of like a 5-drop since it's an overload one. Problem with leaving Fireguard Destroy is that it basically beats my whole board. A 4-6 is obviously still not as good as a 7-6 or a 5-6, but 4-6 is as much attack as he needs to trade with my board right now, so it didn't really matter for him to get a 4. That's pretty smart. I will have to lose my 2 1/1s because I won't be able to kill a Flame Tongue. Although, to be fair, it might not be important to kill a Flame Tongue because I guess the question is, do I even want to take 2 damage on Totem Golem? If I do kill a Flame Tongue, he has no good plays. Whereas if I trade the other way, there's still a Fire Elemental on a 3/2 that's decent on turn 6.
Did you bring some fish?
Let's see if I can get some good trades here. I do have a Spell Power Lightning Storm, 3 to 4. I will be able to clear out most of it. Totemic Might, my favorite. That's a lot of damage to take, 7 damage for this clear. And because he's playing Doomhammer, I'm very likely not going to trade with this Searing Totem anymore. I need to go face to make his guy war less effective. Like, health becomes a super important resource with Doomhammer if he's going for Doomhammer as a board control card. Because it is Wind Fury, so it's very bad at minion combat or trading for minions. It's not like a Death Spite or a True Silver where you can hit something for 4. If you want to kill a Drake, you take 8 damage. That's just too much. Compared to like 4 with a 4 attack weapon. 6, 12. Rag and Alakir. I think like I like the flexibility of Alakir, like the synergy with Flametongue Totem, the fact that it's another taunter, so against aggro, since you already don't have that many taunts, I have what, the 2 Feral Spirits and 1 Argus. I like how Alakir is a taunt as well. If you think of Alakir as like, even without the charge, it's like a Sunwalker, 3/5 Sunwalker with Wind Fury. I really do like Alakir and Shaman.